Take a look at Theresa May and Jeremy Corbyn today, and you'd be pretty confused. She looked like she'd lost, and he was grinning away like a winner. A month away from the general election, they both, for very different reasons, want us to think Labour has a chance of victory. But the truth is, today's results were stark. Labour lost over 380 council seats. Ukip lost every single seat they had, and the Tories made huge gains, winning control of 11 councils. They won mayoral races in the West Midlands and Tees Valley. And the projected national share of the vote had Theresa May on 38% and Jeremy Corbyn on 27%. That's worse than Michael Foot in 1983. A Tory was elected onto Glasgow City Council as Labour lost control there. The SNP won Scotland again, but they lost seats as the Tories surged into second place. And the Lib Dem comeback, fuelled by a supposed Brexit backlash, just didn't happen. Let's see how the numbers stack up. Labour lost 384 council seats overall across England, Wales and Scotland, while the Tories picked up 560 new councillors. The Lib Dems lost 39 and the SNP lost 7, while Plaid Cymru gained 33. Across England, Scotland and Wales, Labour now run just 9 of the councils contested yesterday. Conservatives control 28. After yesterday, Labour has lost control of 7 councils, while Conservatives have gained power in 11 councils. The SNP lost the 1 council they controlled in Dundee. There were also elections for mayors in areas around England. As expected, Labour won comfortably in Manchester and Liverpool, while the Conservatives won in Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, as well as in the west of England. But there were 2 big surprises, with Conservatives also seizing 2 Labour strongholds. In Tees Valley, the first-round margin between Tory and Labour was just 0.5%, with the Conservatives' Ben Houchen scraping through in the second round with 51.2% of the vote. And it was a similar picture in the West Midlands, where the former John Lewis boss Andy Street was ahead of his Labour rival in the first round by just 1.1%, narrowly beating Sean Simon in the second round by a wafer-thin 0.8%.
Have you ever seen such a low-key celebration? She's winning big, but playing it down.
I don't take anything for granted, and if you just look at what's happened in the last couple of years, we saw that the opinion polls got it wrong in the 2015 general election. They got it wrong for the referendum. And of course, Jeremy Corbyn himself has pointed out that he was a 200-to-1 chance for the Labour leadership.
Theresa May doesn't want you to think her majority is in the bag. But the overnight counting after the local elections looks to many like a general election landslide foretold.
Street, Andy, the Conservative Party candidate, is duly elected as Mayor for the West Midlands Combined Authority.
Not all Tories could contain their excitement. Not surprising when you've just won a prize like the West Midlands mayoral contest, conducted across a whole swathe of marginal seats and much traditional Labour territory too. Local elections are when the governing party is supposed to fall back. The Tories defied political gravity and broke records. Labour went backwards for the 3rd set of local elections running.
Could you kindly let the mayor through, please?
Jeremy Corbyn went to Liverpool, where to no one's surprise, Labour won the mayoral contest. Mr Corbyn's team said their vote would grow as voters got to see more of the Labour leader in the 5 weeks up to the general election.
We've had some difficult results overnight. Some have been very good. We've gained seats in some places. We've held councils that many predicted we wouldn't. And others, unfortunately, have not been elected.
Look at how people voted yesterday within Westminster constituency boundaries, and you can see where the Tories might pick up seats deep into Labour terrain in the general election. Labour held Dudley North in the last election with a 4,000 majority. Based on how the constituency voted yesterday, that could turn into a 2,000 Tory majority. Labour held Darlington with a 3,000 majority in the last election. The local elections suggest that could turn into a 2,000 Tory majority. One defeated Labour candidate said traditional Labour voters had lost faith with the party.
They are not feeling confident that Labour remains strong in the Labour values which are at the heart of our West Midlands. And we in the Labour Party need to hear that message coming up from our people, and we need to respond, and we need to respond to it now. Thank you.
The Tories ate into some of the Labour vote, but truly gorged on the carcass of Ukip. We may have just seen a party evaporate. They were defending 142 council seats, they went home with one. Much of their old support now happy with Theresa May.
The reality is that today, despite the evident will of the British people, we have bureaucrats in Europe who are questioning our resolve to get the right deal.
She'll be particularly pleased to see the Scottish Tories on the rise, making gains in what used to be no-go areas for the party, largely stealing votes from Labour. In Glasgow, Thomas Kerr won a seat for the Tories in one of the country's poorest wards, campaigning against a second independence referendum.
I'd like to thank Nicola Sturgeon because I think she gave me a massive opportunity in this election by announcing a second referendum on independence. People don't want it. Even in Glasgow, in Glasgow it was a yes vote.
Our canvassers in Glasgow were picking up people saying, I'll vote for you this time, but I won't be voting for you in 5 weeks' time because of Jeremy Corbyn and indeed because of Diane Abbott. That gaffe hit the streets of Glasgow this week. So I actually think, certainly in Scotland, this could mask how badly Labour does in the general election in 5 weeks' time.
There was small progress, but no real Lib Dem revival in sight.
You guys deserve the applause.
Even Tim Farron says they're on track for under 20 MPs.
This is one of many constituencies around the country where the Liberal Democrats top the poll, heading for victory to double our seats as things would appear at the moment on the general election on the 8th of June.
Drawing straws after a dead heat for one council seat in Northumberland. The Lib Dem here got the long straw and the seat, but the Tories got a 10% swing from Labour in the county. After today, few can think June the 8th will be neck and neck.